open map, such as Blood Covenant.
I would have liked to see perhaps a Sorlag in there to mix up a bit, but it's all about that pace.
No, absolutely. But everyone, we've got to the ultimatum here at DreamHack Winter 2017 for the Quake Champions Invitational Final. It is going to be Tox versus DaHanG. Let's move in. And to start with, we have got DaHanG over here. He's got the rocket spawn combined with the rail, yet to pick up the armor. But he's got that whenever he wants. He's just going in for aggression at the moment, and Tox is just going to have to slip right away.
He does. Excellent read off the spawn as DaHanG gets the earlier rocket launcher spawn and catches Tox on the edge, just picking it up. Both starting with the slash, so a lot of aggression coming out here.
These players are arguably the best slash on either side of the Atlantic. It'll be very interesting to see who's going to be measuring up better. We've got a small attack over at the rocket. DaHanG won't make the leap across the gap, and will split as another way.
And to begin with, it is DaHanG that is picking up this pace initially, putting pressure on Tox, but both falling back to trade major items to now. Once again, a little bit cagey. It is the grand final. So taking their time, we can see Tox sneaking around in the X-ray. DaHanG might get him from behind here, and he does.
Ooh, just going to trade places between the teleporter. Plasma trail used by Tox, so there's no way to chase. And DaHanG will probably think about doing that soon because he's got an advantage stack. He's going to make his way towards the heavy.
DaHanG is an extremely item-orientated player in where his decision-making is strongly based around the knowledge and information gained from item timing. So Toxic, for me, needs to make more emphasis on these items already. But this is a great push using the plasma trail to push in.
He might get the kill over here if he switches over to the rockets. This surely hits. Tox is going to get first blood of the grand finals. And DaHanG kind of stuck himself in a little bit of a trap under the bridge there. That wasn't able to get him out of there again. Tox
I think Tox knows he's still in there.
Oh, I can see it almost with the rail. Looking to follow up here. The Ghost Walk is forced out. Time for Tox to get over to that heavy.
DaHanG playing with fire there.
Yeah, he's far away from Tox right now. Can he hold steady on his position while he waits for that Ghost Walk to come back up? He's been spotted. Tox is looking to go man mode at the moment. He's found him, and DaHanG still keeps the high ground, but the rocket damage keeps coming out. He's going to find him once more. Can he find him with the rail as well? Not going to land the rockets, and he's just being dodged around all the time with only 9 HP remaining.
How did nothing hit there? That was perfect. Perfect decision making from Tox because the Ghost Walk wasn't up. And now it is. He needs to retreat and quickly.
Ooh. Oh, that was so close. Maybe health comes straight after that rail. I think it was very smart positioning by DaHanG, despite being very vulnerable. But he's going to look to chase now. He finds him directly in front, but 2 rockets bounce around. He finds one more, but the final shot has not come out. Gets the armor, makes himself invulnerable to at least 1 rail. And then they're going to split once more. Toxic, in full natural stack in just a second, knows exactly where he is. Wants to continue riding that momentum from earlier, but he's at risk of DaHanG shutting that one down, and he's landing good damage. DaHanG hits one, almost by another. DaHanG is putting up a very good fight at the moment.
And this is what I wanted to see from Tox. Even though it's not the clutch at this point in time, I like to see the fact that Tox is keeping pressure on DaHanG and making him on the back foot, because once again, the Ghost Walk is forced out, which means Tox can use the initiative, which is exactly what he's doing to do with his plasma trail right now.
Dig up and over bridge, over to rail. Gonna find him as Mega is taken. Doesn't quite land any chip then, but I think he saw the blue smoke.
He definitely saw the smoke.
That rocket, actually, that was timed amazingly from DaHanG. And the heavy's up at the moment. Tox, is he going to be able to find an angle to do any damage? He should know that the Ghost Walk is not up for a while, but he's got to cut off DaHanG. Those time shots, reducing the cooldown on his ability.
Tox not needing to pick up any items, given that the Nyx doesn't benefit a huge amount from being overstacked, but there's some great rockets. DaHanG's in trouble here. He's got to hold out for 2 more seconds.
How does he get out of there? That was very impressive work from him. His Ghost Walk wasn't up. Tox misses a jump to look for another rail angle.
Yeah, not sure that Tox was quite aware how low DaHanG was, but what Tox is doing very well overall is maintaining position. Yes, he's not being super aggressive on the items, but he's making sure that his position is always key. As we saw against Cypher earlier, in order for him to do maximal damage as well as stay safe. But that was a good turnaround by DaHanG, hitting a nice rocket and rail. This time, Tox has to stay on the low ground to stay particularly defensive.
Only 25 seconds to go. DaHanG's got to go for something. He's found Tox now, but he's got to chase through the plasma trail. Fortunately, he's got Ghost Walk, but he keeps following through it. Tox evades, gets up to high ground, and leaps across with that extra movement.
Really
far
smart
side
by
of the map.
Tox. Yeah, recognizing the chase was on with the Ghost Walk and just playing a little bit of footsie and going up that jump pad.
Well, 5 seconds to go. DaHanG, if he's not able to find Tox right now, will be losing the first round. So we've got an advantage for the Swede. Very, very good start for toxjq here.
Really nice play.
Map 1.
Perfect execution. Never overextending, but making sure that he wasn't passive enough to give DaHanG a free reign of the map. Always making his presence felt, particularly with that rail. So it's good to see Tox hitting his shots at the start of this game.
Well, we're going to be on board with Tox to start with over here. And if you just tuned in, guys, we're watching Quake Champions 1 versus 1. You start with 3 lives each, and you've got to eliminate all your opponent's champions. That will earn you 1 round, and you've got to earn 3 rounds to win the map. So welcome anyone on Twitch just tuning in now. Tox, though, on a chase. Going to use his ability to help him get across, looking for some of that extra damage onto DaHanG. He's going to find him now, actually. DaHanG is pushed very hard. He's on a small amount of health. A rocket will take him down. The shotgun's not quite working for him. And that was 1 point of health for DaHanG.
DaHanG getting away with the skin of his teeth again. toxjq, though, forced away considering how low he was. But
I was going to run into him over at the health bubbles.
Nice.
And what a rocket there from DaHanG. He's going to get the edge here in the second round.
this time we have to see Tox push out. Can he do that well? That is the question. 2 amazing rails so far.
Whoa, he just spots Tox over there. He's like, hell no, I am getting out of there. You, sir, are far too good with that weapon. Going to be able to slip away. I think that was the angle behind that Tox had. DaHanG able to heal up a little bit. Heard the bounce pad going. He's going to decide, does he want to go over to the Mega? Because that's the next big item spawning. Tox has all open access to.
The interesting thing for me is the way in which DaHanG picked Clutch on this map in particular. It's not something we talked about yet, but he hasn't picked it on Blood Covenant in the past, and it's extremely difficult to play Clutch here in general as he goes up the jump pad, but nothing going to be going on just yet. And I think for me, that might be as we have an engagement and the Ghost Walk is forced out. It might be a signal of respect that he understands Tox has the superiority mechanical skill and has to have that clutch as a backup.
We're yet to see that clutch, but could come out soon. Great defensive rocket from Tox as he still doesn't have the Ghost Walk available to him. He hits the rail. DaHanG will try and search for another angle. He's only got a couple of points of health, and Mega has been taken by Tox. Out for these rockets too. And in order not to see the same situation this round, but for the other player, we're going to need to see Tox make a comeback. So far, Slash has reigned supreme.
He knows where DaHanG is.
Oh, so he changed his weapon to lightning gun. I think Rocket, he ran out of ammunition, so he could no longer use it. His attack was completely foiled, partially by himself. 1 good rail, followed up with another. This is huge for Tox. He's got to try and press this occasion. Shotgun up around. He looks for that free fire.
Rocket jump and Ghost Walk here.
That would be a very good call, actually, but the Mega's up and he notices that DaHanG's not going to give up an angle.
But he needs to keep the pressure up. He cannot afford to let DaHanG restack.
He's only got 2 rails to go. He's going to find him once. Gets a good blast. The DaHanG kills himself. So it is going to be Tox able to tie up the champion score. And now we get the clutch out from DaHanG. We've seen what he's capable of earlier in the tournament. The man is arguably the best player on this champion in the world. What's Tox got for it?
See a change of strategy because...
What?
Whoa, that was quick.
That's it. You do not want to get in the way of this robot. He didn't even use his ability and was just able to completely eliminate Tox.
Well, Tox now has just over 1 minute to tie up the champion score as he is losing by 1.
He's got the Anarchy to try and do this. A lot of LG damage, and DaHanG stubborn and not wanting to use his ability. Getting caught out again. He has to be careful. What a great rocket, but here comes the shield out. He's going to land a rail and still has some of his shield up. Tox gets the armor on the floor, so we'll survive another, but he's under a lot of pressure. Only 27 health left. Tox is going to have to do something.
Nice.
Pushing in with the LG, tying it up once more.
What Tox has shown in this game is a great awareness of the the kind of momentum of the map, recognizing his key opportunities at each individual combat point where DaHanG is weak or struggling with his ability usage and pushing in excellently at every single time.
Tox, what else can he do on the Anarchy? Can he put himself onto map point with this one? He's been ever so solid so far. And we're 20 seconds away from hitting the time limit of round 2, but they've got one champion each. It will be the next frag winning regardless.
Time is irrelevant now as they both have, as you say, last champion remaining. Good rail offsetting DaHanG's push up there, but Ghostwalk's still up, so the priority is to try and force that out.
Oh, he's found him all of a sudden.
And there it is.
He's got. If he can make a good read here, then it could work out for him. But unfortunately for Tox, DaHanG is going to disappear to the other side.
I don't expect the pace to stop though, as Tox should be rushing in here.
The heavy is up right now.
Doesn't need it though.
Did you hear him? He's right below. Rail's going to miss from DaHanG. Raining down some rockets, but this might be the signal to move back.
What a shot.
That was awesome from DaHanG. Gonna be tying up the round score there, and I think just a little bit too risky play from Tox. He smelt blood, but maybe controlling was better then.
I mean, it's one of those things where you only have a set amount of opportunities, and against a player like DaHanG, you have to take every single one. So once the Ghostwalk was popped out, Tox was at pretty much full stack, so it was a complete right decision to go in.
Oh, Tox, he's so weak, he moves in very, very quick, and I mean, overzealous really with his plays just then. DaHanG is going to quickly eliminate him. Tox now with the Nyx, forced to use the Ghost Walk. The Mega is right up above, evades the rocket and is going to just slip away.
DaHanG just getting the slightly more fortunate spawn on the rocket launcher side and using that to best effectiveness. Tox forced to pop the plasma trail, given that he was bounced towards DaHanG and there was no real hope after that. But he has an opportunity here with the high ground. He can push in because he knows DaHanG doesn't have any weapons.
Looking for another rocket to follow up. Can he find any more? Only 37 HP himself. And DaHanG still had a small stack available. He's at least trying to continue pressuring. He's really not making DaHanG feel completely safe. But DaHanG is the one who's perpetuating that control on the items.
Yeah, I'm massively impressed with Tox's in-game combat awareness. Like, super aggressive by DaHanG.
Whoa. The rocket, chance for another one, but he's forced to use that Ghost Walk. As the escape button just there. A little bit of machine gun damage though, not too bad. There's DaHanG pressing forward, 45 damage done. Maximum natural stack for Tox.
Both these players quite happy and willing to keep the pressure up, particularly the slash as they meet in this upper area.
What a trap there from Tox. So much of DaHanG's health was lost there.
That was good. Recognizing that DaHanG knew the item timing, completely offsetting it and baiting DaHanG into that trap. Fortunately, didn't work out.
With the armor up, does Tox want to go for it? Does he want to try and set another trap? He's heard DaHanG over the other side, but just going to be missing out on that angle. Whoa. DaHanG over at the time shards. Going to find one rail. Extraordinary aim that we're seeing at the moment, but he needs to continue this pressure as Mega's up immediately. Mouse pad not being used, DaHanG recognizing the danger.
Both of these players are completely on point with their reads. Tox initially planning around DaHanG's perfect item timing, and that time DaHanG recognizing Tox's pressure and not going up the jump pad.
And DaHanG, I mean, he might already be looking at the clock at this case because he's under so much pressure. He's still got that champion advantage. So if clock hits 5, it would be him that goes to map point.
Yeah, pressure is on Tox, but 2.5 minutes remaining is plenty of time. The slash is always particularly vulnerable, hasn't got that Ghost Walk like the Nyx, but the pace is just such a difficult thing to lock slash down, and hitting rails is the key.
He's looking for another rail shot here, going to switch over to rockets.
Oh, so close.
Hit a follow-up. Looking through the teleport exit, not quite finding the angle, but he's just hidden right next to him. Is he going to find it? No, he's behind. He did not spot him and is forced to use the Ghost Walk. DaHanG with a great trap over there.
This is risky. He needs to back off. He cannot afford to lose another champion at this stage of the game. So that is a good decision by Tox, as he was railable.
The Mega is going to be up.
But it is going to be now getting into the period of time where we should be expecting DaHanG to turtle, and staying around this slanted corridor is the ideal place to do it, with multiple exits and a good information point for general sound as well.
Wow, DaHanG, only one to land the rail there, forcing Tox back onto the resources immediately and giving himself a good position. Can he set up a similar trap to before. He might run into Tox, he can hear him, he knows where he is, trying to time that rocket perfectly on the exit, but Tox takes the other route. And it's going to get crunch time soon for Tox. DaHanG just missing out on that rocket there, and Tox is given some space.
1 minute remaining. He's got the opportunity to use 2 Ghost Walks. I'd love to see them being used aggressively right now because it is getting in desperate territory as DaHanG is playing extremely well. Staying on the high ground is very good because of the fact that he has full awareness of the entire map.
I'd love to get the chance to see if Tox can conjure up a comeback of some sort over here. Here we go. And with the heavy armor, this could be a place to attack. DaHanG is over there, and if there's ever a chance for Tox to hit some shots, it's going to be right now. He knows he's around the side. He's found him.
Nice.
Hits the mid-air rocket, and he's surely to close that
trapped.
one rail. He can't do it. DaHanG is going to be surely locking this one down with only 20 seconds to go. He's hiding on the side stairwell.
I don't think there's time. He needs to find it within the next 2 seconds, and that has to be the second round now, going to DaHanG after a perfectly played, patient round from the American.
Yeah, that's it. Tox unable to find him. It is going to be DaHanG who's putting himself onto map point, going 2-1 up currently on Blood Covenant. Gotta say though, the attack that Tox tried to create was so well engineered, he just couldn't execute quite as well as DaHanG.
No, and it was that initial defensive rocket from DaHanG knocking Tox up that did sufficient damage, enabling that rail just to kill him. So a good reaction coming out from DaHanG there.
Well, Tox, even Stevens on this round now, looking to get themselves the railgun.
Toxic being far more patient after the previous rounds where he was caught in this railgun area by DaHanG a number of times. But the problem, as we can see, is that DaHanG is hanging around on that top area, preventing Toxic from getting the rocket launcher, which he so desperately needs.
Tox, 3 rails missed. DaHanG, the only one to put any pressure there.
He has moved away. Tox knows that. He's trying to skid over. Oh no.
Ooh, just about dodging away from that rail. Tox
Still
needs
without
rockets.
the rocket launcher.
You can spot the plasma trail now from DaHanG, looking to get a shot through the teleporter. Gonna search for one more.
He sees DaHanG go off. Will DaHanG rocket jump up? He does. Doesn't get it in time though.
This is good control that we've been seeing from DaHanG. He's even investing his health and armor into making rocket jumps through the teleporter. Uses that plasma trail on the exit, trying to block off the path. Knew exactly where he was and almost found the rail to follow up. Tox might be able to just take control here. No frags exchanged whatsoever, but you can see that he eventually finds the angle. So patient with that one, and only 1 rail to go.
Nearly a really nice trap, but DaHanG playing it safe and dropping down to the low levels. That's where you're most secure. Very defensive down there.
That's going to be the armor too. Mega spawns in a second. He's only got this 1 rail left, and he's not going to be able to put pressure on the Mega soon enough. But there it is. Spot DaHanG. They're going to fade away, not feeling that's a fight favorable for either of them. Initial entry damage for Tox. Trying to find 1 more rail, but he's run out of ammunition at the moment, and he's weak on health. He's going to have to back off from this and eventually find his way to the rail again. 2 minutes pass, and you can feel the tension between these two. 1 rail for Tox. He's going to find, almost some more damage. It hits the ledge in time. Look at the rail follow. Can't quite get it. That would have closed it out.
Just keeping the pressure up, knowing DaHanG has nothing to work with, and Tox, with a good stack, should be able to get this Mega as well, and then continue pushing in.
This is it. He's got to ride this wave.
He knows exactly where he's going.
Going in with the LG, trying to follow up on this, but pushed out of the way with the rockets. DaHanG barely surviving. The rail lands. There's such a small amount of health for the American. Tox, with so many weapons, a great amount of health and armor. He has got to close it.
DaHanG sneaks away another time, but still Tox should be keeping the pressure up.
He has to get the Mega somehow. He can't allow DaHanG to take this, despite that natural stack. Reaching it, he finds him with a rocket, follows up with another, but there's 50 health left for Tox. DaHanG might get the counterattack.
Nice!
The rail lands! Tox leading in round 4.
You can see the switch up of strategy once again from DaHanG.
Oh, the nice! Tox continues this. The robot has spawned, though. DaHanG's clutch is on the map, and Tox has got to find a way to manage this.
Yes, but the pressure is not on Tox, it is on DaHanG, and trying to pressure with Clutch is a very difficult task, particularly against Slash on such a wide open map. You're so vulnerable to everything that DaHanG has to play absolutely flawlessly to get this round back.
There's only one more rocket to go. He has a bit of shotgun, but notice the plasma trail's up. Walking through that plasma trail is virtually suicidal. And he needs to still collect all the weapons as well. He probably needs a railgun. Shouldn't have to worry much about the lightning gun.
No, not at all. The key for Tox here, in terms of defending, is to keep range. To try and stay, pretty much try and stay on the high ground for as much as you can and try and just keep at range. Use the sound cues to make sure that you're never in a close proximity to DaHanG, because if DaHanG corners you, that's the only chance he's got. Excellent, forcing the shield out already.
He's got good distance, but a brilliant rocket on the follow-up combo from DaHanG.
That was amazing.
He's bought himself a good amount of, opportunities with the amount of time left.
But there is a Nyx on the map and no shield as well, meaning the Ghost Walk is very effective at this point in time. DaHanG making sure he gets all of those time shards and is already back up. He has one more key attack.
Oh, the shield comes out of time. He's going to try and close the gap. The Ghost Walk's forced out, but he can still see him.
Too weak to commit. He needs to restack up, and that is the longest thing for a Clutch to do. DaHanG has to be quick now. He doesn't really have time to get anything else except for this Mega.
I think Tox could decide, if he wanted to close it out now, but looking at the amount of time left, there's no point.
He heard him.
Oh, he's found him over here. There's still no Ghost Walk. If he can land the shots, what a rail. He's got 10 seconds to go, though.
He knows where Tox is.
Tox, he's over by the heavy. He's going to find him down below. He's got to trust in his read at the moment. 2 seconds remaining, trying to close the gap, but he can't get it. We've got the tie-breaking round here to determine who wins this one.
Was so lucky. I said DaHanG had to play perfectly, and he did. It was a matter of 2 or 3 health separating DaHanG from victory in that round.
Unreal plays. Well, this one's going to decide just map 1. We've got a best of 5 on our hands, and we are still very much at the beginning of it. And checking out DaHanG at the moment, see what he can do for us. He is so weak, but the rockets are landing from him.
DaHanG plays that spawn so well, and Tox needs to be careful. The last round he did it excellently, but a little bit of impatience coming out, going up the jump pad is always so dangerous when you don't know where he is, and he shouldn't have the speed to catch a flying, sliding DaHanG around the map.
I think part of the problem is maybe not even the right weapons then. Otherwise,
in the previous frag?
Oh, no, it's just here because he walked through the Ghost Walk of Tox.
Yeah, I think Tox only had a rocket launcher and DaHanG was going the other way, so there was absolutely no chance to ever catch him.
DaHanG searching around Mega area. Is he going to be able to run into him? I don't know if he's aware that there's no Ghost Walk. He's trying to land more shots, but Tox evasive as ever.
Ghost Walk's back up, so Tox in an okay position. If you're going to lose one champion, it's better to have it right at the start than right at the end.
Good roll. He followed up with another. Oh, that's excellent return fire. And Tox is forced to use the Ghost Walk. Waits around to see what he does, but he's going to be caught out. Unfortunately for DaHanG, he's not able to find the last rail angle at all. Oh, what a rail there from DaHanG. He just needs one more frag to get that early advantage in the series. A little bit of pressure here with machine gun. Nice. I can't believe the shots he's landing. The rockets as well. What a dominating performance in the final round of the map. DaHanG, he goes 1 map up in the grand finals.
Those gamer glasses doing work with some of those reaction shots, because DaHanG was playing out of his mind for the last kind of minute and a half there.
It's unbelievable how he's been at this tournament. I mean, I think we're seeing a very high level from both players. But DaHanG, I mean, he's popping off of these rails. These are seriously hard shots to land, especially at the speed that both players are traveling.
And what DaHanG did extremely well throughout that entire duel was he picked his fights extremely carefully. And I think that's why he picked the Clutch anyway, because it's not a champion he normally picked for that map. And it allows you to manage those fights a lot more effectively. And yes, DaHanG played a bit more standoffish, but as you saw in the kind of last 2 rounds, when he wants to commit, when he knows the time is right, he did it effectively, very, very effectively, and he's hitting his shots. Obviously, the sacrifice has warmed it up. On the flip side, I thought Toxic, the pace that he used was perfect. That's what he needs to do against DaHanG going into these later stages. And now we're going to see the Clutch move up the priority list for DaHanG. It's definitely time for Toxic to keep the pace up when DaHanG has that, when doesn't have his shield up.
No, completely. I mean, I'm not too worried about Tox at the moment just yet. We're still in the early stages. No map at this stage is going to decide the outcome of the grand final. But if DaHanG is to take it and to put himself onto match point, that's going to be a pretty tall mountain for Tox to look at surpassing.
Yeah, he definitely needs to take this secondary map. It's never nice to go 2-0 down, particularly against DaHanG, and then pressure's always upon you. And that's when you start making more rash decisions, and in the duel in particular you have to stay composed and calculated throughout, because every decision makes a huge impact, and this is going to be a mountain for Tox to climb. I don't think we've seen DaHanG lose a round on this map because his clutch has been so dominant throughout.
And we've got the early clutch pick from DaHanG. Tox with Nyx. I suspect we'll get a Sorlag from him over here. There it is.
Look at that, Zoot.
I got it.
On fire.
I got all the tricks.
What's going to be the last pick?
Anarchy. Whoa!
Oh, whoa.
Whoa, we have not seen a scale bearer in a while. I can see a glimmer in your eye of quite what should be uncensored excitement.
I love the big man, and what that shows obviously is that Tox has a plan, he has a strategy, and I've been talking to a few people and they've said, why don't you pick the scale bearer? I said, why don't you pick the scale bearer? You can charge through the
anyway, though.
You can charge through the shield. You have an equal stack to the clutch pretty much. You're not the fastest thing in the world, but as long as you've got good positioning, which Tox does, you can work around that. And when it comes to those mid-range fights, if you have a bigger or equal stack to your opponent and better aim, which Tox should, it generally works out in your favor. So we'll see what he has to play with this, because we haven't seen this in duel all tournament long.
Exactly. This was something that a long time ago in Quake Champions Tox liked to pick, but it'll be fascinating to see what happens now. But everyone, we're moving into map 2 of the DreamHack Winter 2017 Quake Champions Invitational Final. It is Team Liquid DaHanG versus your homeboy Sweet toxjq. Let's get this one going. Tox immediately with the bull rush and just asserting himself on Corrupted Keep.
Literally, that is one way to make a statement, charging through the teleporter. He's picked it first as well, so...
He always used to be a player who wouldn't save the bull rush for special occasions or anything like that. It's very much, we'll use it frequently, it's great for mobility, and we'll just really try to make sure he's got the resources, because his stack challenges the stack of clutch quite well.
You can see this positioning. He's not just obviously camping, but extremely aware that without the rocket launcher, he is vulnerable, and he's waiting for DaHanG to be out of position before moving in.
Whoa!
And we see the tri-bolt in use. This is something Tox has done before, when clutch used to get picked a lot, and Tox was one of the better players at utilizing the tri-bolt because it does an immense amount of damage, and essentially he's the size of a barn, so pretty easy to hit.
I wonder if all the people at home who play and go, oh, it's Nyx, Anarchy, and Doomslayer that you've got to play only.
Not
they're
anymore.
seeing here in the grand final the kind of compositions we've got. This is remarkable. DaHanG, though, can't quite get himself the rocket at the beginning.
Tox has forfeited the armor to get a weapon because DaHanG was monopolizing the far side of the map. Whoa, what a rocket that was.
Follow-up was almost there too. Going to find a little more LG damage, try and push the issue. LG's flawless, and DaHanG is going to get first blood on Corrupted Keep.
Unfortunately, the scale bearer didn't work out, but DaHanG's done an amazing job of just standing his ground and stopping Tox from getting any key weaponry. He still has the shield up, so we should be okay.
That was brilliant pressure from Tox for a moment.
It was good pressure, and he forced the shield out, so expect once again to DaHanG to go on the back, on the defensive, and just play a little bit passive until that shield comes back up.
I think once Mega's taken, I think Tox is then going to look to get in his face. And he should do it quite fast.
Yeah, he knows he's only got a limited amount of time. He doesn't even want to fall for the Mega. He just wants to check that DaHanG is nowhere to be found. But as you can see, DaHanG is hiding in that corridor for another 3 seconds until he's ready to move out. The shield is back up already.
He's going to use this immediately. He's following up, and here comes the pressure, but now he's got no Ghost Walk to use. Fortunately for him, he's bounced away. DaHanG trying to look for it with the shotgun, but not enough damage. And I really think that next time the shield is used, and that there's a stack for Tox, so in a similar situation now, Tox has got to go very quickly. I don't think DaHanG's likely to lurk around the items and go for that damage, because he knows, here's the LG pressure. So much damage delivered by Tox, and he's going to continue it.
So many
that
sevens,
rocket.
but just not enough.
That was the one thing that DaHanG needed to do in order to survive in that situation. But Tox He's got the Solag. The shield has just come back up. Oh, he's going to go in for the acid spit, but between the shield
DaHanG
being
is
up,
so low.
he finds the damage as well. Just as the clutch is looking to use the rockets, his shield goes down for just a moment, and Tox times his shotgun blast flawlessly.
Really great play by Tox, already forcing out the Ghost Walk, and now we should just see ultimate speed coming out for Toxic. Can he get across to the heavy armor before it spawns? He's going to be a second late, so he backs off and protects the rocket launcher area.
Oof. Good read on where
DaHanG has already used the Ghost Walk, obviously, so this is where we'll see him sitting in those back channel areas. He's very composed, will never move out unless he knows he's got an escape option.
Some good fadeaway rockets we saw from DaHanG earlier. With Mega up, Tox is not really present on the items, which could cause a bit of a stir. Well, does find one shot, Ghost Walk out.
He's got the read as well.
Oh, he found him. He did not trust in his instincts. And despite DaHanG being the lower maximum stack champion, he's the one getting all the items, and there's 24 health left. DaHanG looking to close this one out, but he can't push through the doorway anymore.
Oh, if Tox he doesn't have a machine gun.
Spam is so necessary. 4 seconds until mega health. Gonna find him across. Surely pushing through here is so dangerous.
It is for both of them because there's no Ghost Walk up and they've both got very small stacks at the moment. DaHanG just hiding downstairs. He's got 30 seconds. Tox needs to make a move now. He has to force out the Ghost Walk and kill DaHanG in the next 25 seconds.
Gotta run. Time to go.
He knows exactly where he is. It's such a common hiding place.
He's got to press the issue. Rocket jumps maybe even to be used. He spots him on the side. Rocket's not landing. A little bit of shotgun blast. He's forced it out, and he's got the mega health, so this is the one chance.
He needs the right read now.
Where's he gone? Going through the teleporter, 5 seconds remaining. Here come the further jumps, but he cannot find enough time. There's 2 seconds to go. DaHanG hiding just around that wall. He'll be taking round 1 on Corrupted Keep.
Close. And we see what Tox's tactic is here. It's get in the face of the clutch, force the shield out, and just make him fight. It nearly worked. He got really unfortunate with that scale barrier, so let's see what he can do this second round.
I'm nervous.
He needs to get to that rocket before clutch.
I'm nervous that this is some theory crafting, though, from Tox. That he's saying this is something that could beat the clutch, and maybe, well, we'll see now. He's gone in aggressive, but the shield's been used. He finds one direct rocket, but still hurting a lot.
He's going to meet fire with fire. We've seen other players trying to play plus back against the clutch, whereas Tox isn't afraid.
He's got no more rockets left at the moment. Almost under direct pressure from DaHanG. Eventually he'll go and claim Mega himself. Here are the rockets. Shield, though, is going to be back up in a moment. He really needs some armor. Missing a good half of his stack.
Ah, that's another great use of the...
Oh, just pushes him down to the ground. Very important. Couldn't stand the further pressure. As you can see, all that armor DaHanG still has. But this is a good chance. LG looking good. Rockets haven't landed yet from DaHanG. It's going to press the issue through, but there's only 9 points of health remaining. That Mega comes in the nick of time.
That was an incredible air rocket as Tox flew over the top of DaHanG there. But it's the right direction. This is what I really like. It's that constant aggression.
He's going to have to use the bull rush again. He just about finds his way through the hallway. Did not know he could be so nimble with that.
No, and I see the strategy becoming a little bit clearer now. It's baiting out fights, using the bull rush to get away, and then trying to engage following it. So hopefully the plan is to not take that much damage in your initial engagement, and that means you can turn around once the shield is down.
Oh, under pressure. Both of them going to hit a lot of lightning gun damage on each other. Chip of rockets, but here comes the switch from DaHanG. He's getting the first frag once more on the scale bearer.
But you can see the problem now, which is that while that's a good tactics in theory, what Tox isn't doing is having enough pressure on the map outside of that thought process. He's not getting on top of these items. He's not doing any chip damage. That's something we saw very successful from Kilson.
Oh, he's been spotted anyway. DaHanG.
He had the shield up, so he knew exactly where he was. It was a bit foolish to stick around there anyway. Just an unnecessary play coming out from Tox, really.
We saw from the interview before that, DaHanG says his rockets are on at the moment. If they continue to be, he can do good things. DaHanG, though, hurting a lot. Tox is still going to get a frag. Solag seems to be the answer for him at the moment.
Yeah, I would rather start with the Sorlag. I feel the speed and maneuverability of the Sorlag offers a lot more than the Scale Bearer, but Tox seems to favor that concept.
Oh, 1 HP left, and DaHanG finds the shotgun blast. He's now putting himself 2-0 up. I think, as you say, Sorlag first, I think is going to be really the obvious pick. But maybe DaHanG will read that and say, okay, if you're picking, you might pick Sorlag first now. It's possibly something else I can go for.
I think Tox is going to stick with the Scale Bearer. He does.
Right. I don't know what I think about that, but we'll find out. Maybe he can make something work.
He needs to play less aggressive and in your face, more positional as he was versus Cypher. Just give more respect to DaHanG. He's not appreciating the fighting and combat skills that DaHanG brings to the table. And begin to pick off this clutch. Play the longer game. You need to whittle him down.
Oh, there it is. He's going to swing right past him and say, oh, I'll do a tiny bit of damage, and that'll be all right. One thing Tox wasn't really doing was playing at all on the heavy armor. He took about 6 mega healths in a row, but didn't get anything on the armor side, so he was always so short of that side of the stack.
Exactly. That type of damage right there is ideal. You need to do that as well as getting on the major items, whereas Tox was just continually trying to force fights to try and catch to make the clutch use his ability immediately. You don't have to force it immediately. That's the point. Just play the longer game and pick and choose your situations.
Waiting around the corner. Maybe he spotted him. What a brilliant trap. He's going to go in now with the shield, and Tox is going to end up rocketing himself. That is one more successful engagement on the Scale Bearer with Clutch.
And he's sticking to the mix for the second pick as well.
No changes at all. I think there is a little bit of stubbornness coming out from Tox.
And look at the stack that DaHanG has right
enormous.
here.
DaHanG is going monster mode at the moment. Not much health left for Tox. He has got Ghost Walk up available, which is the silver lining of this current situation. Oh, this one would be one rocket. Good. Additional damage got from Tox, and he just recognized that that is the Ghost Walk used. Identifies his location with the rocket, falls back.
That's okay. Tox is still trying to do some damage, but DaHanG, as you can see, is playing exceptionally well.
Whoa!
Wow, his rockets are really on point.
I mean, Tox can't seem to do anything at the moment. His LG fights, okay, he's obviously hitting 100% on him, but he just doesn't have the health with the Nyx to survive those couple of rockets that DaHanG needs to land.
I'm not a huge fan of the Nyx against the clutch, primarily for that reason.
Again, a little bit more pressure. Yeah, I won't be surprised at all if the Sorlag gets the frag, actually, on clutch. Just because that's been the trend. Gonna land an early rocket, looking for a bit more. But now he knows, and just a few seconds time.
Nice, really nice. This is where you can push.
He's got to go in. There it is. He's done it yet again. But this time he needs a bit more than that. He's got to be careful of the shotgun. Only 17 points of health left. He's got to be perfect with the dodging, and it's going to be the telefrag on him. That is going to be a clean map for DaHanG. He is now putting himself on match point after taking Blood Covenant and Corrupted Keep.
I mean, it's like a pendulum in that he's gone from way too defensive to way over aggressive. And yes, there is one method of beating the clutch by utilizing that aggressive posture, but I find it's all about your positioning, where he was using it to commit. As you can see, there was just a few sloppy errors and being slightly out of position, such as in this frag, and trying to really force fights with the Scale Bearer that were just unnecessary, where you just need to take more aggressive positions and bully the clutch around a little bit more, but keeping your distance. As soon as you get too close, that's where the clutch reigns supreme. And unfortunately, the strategy is good in theory, or the Scale Bearer in particular, but in practice, it didn't play out.
I think we need to see a bit more adaptability as well from Tox. To do the same things, 3 times in a row, and he felt failure 3 times with Scale Bearer, 3 times with Nyx. Sorlag was brilliant. It was actually an amazing pick, but just bring it out a bit sooner.
I mean, he's one of these players that he has his style, and he's practiced it over and over and over, and he feels comfortable with that, and that's what he'll stick with. I agree with you completely, and some of the best players we see have that versatility to think a bit more dynamically within game and say, this isn't working. Yes, it's worked in practice, but that doesn't always mean it's going to work in reality. And you do need to have that versatility. I am a bit more of a favor of the Sorlag to start and give you greater speed around the map. You can be a bit more aggressive with your air control. And especially when the Scale Bearer is not working, that's the opportunity to pick it up, particularly in the 3rd round. But I mean, that's history now. He has to start from scratch, forget what happened. I think he was very close on a number of occasions, and DaHanG did get away with virtually nothing, but even still,
Yeah.
it was just not enough.
Let's have a look at the picks over here. We've got Slash for each player and Nyx for each. Tox now, maybe a Sorlag has been good for him in the past. I don't know about this triple light champion pickup that he's had before. He is going to go for Sorlag. Are we going to see Clutch? Absolutely, we're going to see Clutch.
And Clutch is good on this map as well because there are a lot of time shards around, but there is the opportunity to put a lot of pressure out on this map. Unlike Blood Run, this map is slightly more akin to Blood Covenant, where Tox had a lot of success and really could have won that. It went down to the absolute wire in the last round. And the key is, if it comes to Clutch, then just, again, don't overcommit. Use the rail on this map to really bait out the Clutch, whittle him down, and if DaHanG wants to push when he's low, then let him. If not, once he's popped that shield and he's trying to retreat, that's your kind of indication to go in hard.
Absolutely. I just want to give a quick shout out to all the thousands of people watching, especially over Twitch. We are watching on Quake Champions at the moment. It's a game currently in early access, and you can go grab that on Steam if you want to get your hands on the game as well. It is the legendary Arena FPS game with a lot of history in the esports scene, and we're going to see if possibly further history can be made now. DaHanG, he won with Team Liquid on the sacrifice. He's currently on match point going against the home crowd favorite toxjq. Let's get into Ruins of Sarnath. And starting us off, it is gonna be Tox.
Slash versus Slash.
Let's do this. This is something that Tox should be very comfortable on, although obviously we don't want to say things will be easy with what we've seen from DaHanG with this champion too.
Yep, and what we need to see from Tox is just...
Hello.
Oh, nice, from behind.
Oh, he's got to go through the plasma trail. Almost going to get fired back, and he's going to find the shotgun blast.
How did that turn around so damn quickly? I was sure that Tox was going to have the jump on DaHanG, but somehow the plasma trail and the rocket just did enough.
Just gets onto the Mega in time. DaHanG, paranoid as ever that Ghost Walker is going to lead to another sneak attack. But that plasma trail reaction, I think, was also something that contributed nicely for DaHanG, but they're going to find each other straight away. That Ghost Walk's not up for a while, and DaHanG is slightly weak. Fade away from that fight.
Yeah, Tox being ultra aggressive, but now the time has passed.
Whoa.
He needs to settle down. He has plenty of time.
You're seeing quite a lot of high-octane action already on Ruins. This first minute, Mega's up, immediately takes away all that stack. DaHanG tries to get away. Just about makes it. We have got the heavy that spawns in a second, misses out on the rail. That means that DaHanG can get the armor cleanly. But Tox just keeps hitting rail shots at the moment. He's just got to find the finishing blow.
Yeah, that's what he needs. He just needs to keep hitting his rails. If his rail's on point, that's his biggest opportunity in this game.
Here comes the cycle once more. DaHanG grabbing the Mega health. Armor to be contested soon. I hope for Tox's sake he's going to be there to do some damage from one side or another. Comes from the low exit, deals a great rocket. There's a follow-up as well, and he's going to find it. He pops the Ghost Walk just for security.
Just in time. I think DaHanG's last rocket would have killed him, actually. I think it went straight through his puff of smoke. So impeccable play. Hitting that first rocket and bouncing DaHanG around was ideal. Knowing exactly what DaHanG was doing down there, understood the item timing, and got the good shots in.
This is an interesting move, though, from Tox, because he didn't go over to the Mega straight away, and DaHanG actually ended up popping the Ghost Walk. So maybe he just expected there was going to be some kind of sneak attack going very quickly. Looking for a rail, of course he's going to land it. Searching for one more, possibly. Again, he hits it, but he's got to be careful of that retaliation. That was a good defensive rail from DaHanG to make sure that he's given a bit of space.
Yeah, Tox's rail is on point, but DaHanG trading blow for blow at the moment, keeping Tox on the back foot as he pushes in here aggressive. Knowing DaHanG still doesn't have the Ghost Walk up.
Blast, maybe! He can't find it. There it is! And Tox is now going to take the lead on this round, but it's the Clutch to go against. He's struggled so much with this. He's going to be closed in on, and he's going to end up blowing himself up.
But he did a lot of damage in the process. Clutch will be able to get some semblance of stack, but even with this major item, you can see how low he is compared to what he can be.
We've seen also that Tox's Sorlag has a 100% success rate against the DaHanG Clutch.
That is a correct stat.
I like my little stat, that's good.
I do, you're beasting them this event.
All up on my own. But despite that, DaHanG is finally starting to find out his true potential with health and armor. Going very close range, managed to land a lot of that. Okay, the ticking damage.
Yes,
it's going to take him down. DaHanG, sorry, Tox is going to take this round.
Well played.
Very well played.
Really well played. His rail is on point. This time he was choosing the right time to be aggressive. I think against Cypher, like we talked about, he was very passive. And I do think he needs to reassess just how aggressive he is. It's quite nerve-wracking when he's doing these kind of ultra-aggressive pushes that are just somewhat unnecessary.
Wow.
When DaHanG is hitting so many perfect rockets, Tox needs to reassess how much he needs to push in, because not all of these aggressive maneuvers are necessary.
Yeah, we're seeing some pretty crazy acrobatics as well between the two of them, but it always seems to be DaHanG coming out on top in those.
I think DaHanG might have heard that.
I'm not sure.
Oh, he might have heard him now, definitely, as he drops down.
The armor's not going to be up in a moment. He's going to swing on past him, and all that pressure with the plasma trail, he was totally surrounded.
Yeah, Toxic in no man's land, not really knowing what to do.
Just don't think I've ever seen DaHanG on such a mission in this tournament. This is unlike a performance we've seen from him ever in the past. He takes one blow on the previous round, and he comes back fighting what looks like 3 times stronger. Wow.
Like this, what I...
Oh my god, he might get it again, but he's going to take the mega health, and he's going to try and close the gap now. But he's just going to miss out on it, and hits it.
Nice rail.
How did he manage that? Armor's up. Oof, that rail angle is almost present. 10 HP remaining.
That's exactly what he needs. But again, all of that comes from Tox kind of signing his own fate, going way too aggressive.
He's got 1 rocket left. He needs to do some magic with it. Oh no, he's going to fade away from it.
Still knows DaHanG is weak, but it needs more than 1 rail to do it, so not low enough to go crazy just yet.
He's found him. Look at the pressure and the speed he's bringing to this fight, but he can't quite land too much. Here comes the acid spit. This is good, and he finally closes that one out. But he's low on health and armor. He needs to perpetuate some control somehow, and this will be the start of it, quite possibly, with a nice heavy armor taken.
I think Tox feels like he's still playing Sacrifice with the speed and aggression he's flying around the map. But DaHanG is putting up a mighty good defense against it as well, so...
It's always those rockets, isn't it? They just deal such amazing initial damage for him. It's not even just initial, it's actually just almost all the damage.
It's just damage.
Yeah. Raw fire output. Tox, though, at least he's given himself... Although he's very, very quick and furious early, he's given himself a lot of time to make this comeback against just the Nyx. He needs at least that kill to have a chance of winning this round.
Nice trap by Tox, and that's what I see. That's what I want to see more of. He played very smart against Cypher, got numerous traps off, particularly by playing position around that mid-level above the rail. It's a great area because you gain an awful lot of information. You can keep track of your opponent, and you've got numerous angles both on the red and the mega. So if Tox can play more positional like that, I definitely think he's got a great opportunity to take this one from DaHanG.
He's going to chase through the teleporter. I think he heard him behind. Oh, not going to be able to spot him going down to heavy. He may have heard it getting taken. Yeah, that will signal me yes. He's continuing to go on these jumps, finds him through the cracks, but also Ghostwalk. This is very bad news for Tox.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Obviously, DaHanG didn't know how much damage that self-rocket did to Tox. That rail
he did a couple as well. If you include the rocket jumps, he also rocketed himself after. I mean, that was tremendously painful.
You can see DaHanG is turtling now. Just over 1 minute to go, but also the Ghostwalk isn't up, and they're just sneaking around trying to pick up more of the time shards. The pressure's on Tox. There's no reason DaHanG needs to overextend, so what we expect to see from DaHanG now is that positional play that I actually want to see from Tox. So gaining that information on where Tox is, trying to pick him off at angles, and keeping Tox low enough to not pressure in.
Fine, can't hit the rail though, as pressure only put on by DaHanG, and I think he just saw Ghostwalk. Yep, he's scared of seeing what DaHanG can do. He hits one shot, he can't land the follow-up, but DaHanG, he takes him down. He's going to tie up the round score here on Ruins, brings himself a step closer to that double championship title.
Yeah, Tox needs to reassess his approach. He's losing his first champion too easily. He needs to keep that Slash on the board.
Well, he's going to start with Slash again. with some nice armor. Let's see what he can do with this. Rockets will be necessary, and he's just spotted it. He's going to be using the plasma troll just to get away, and DaHanG already landing shots. Going under the gauntlet, but he can't do anything, and it's like deja vu, ZSX.
It really is. And yes, DaHanG is also playing just as quick, but Tox needs to be aware. I mean, I think he was aware of what DaHanG was going to do, but it's such a risky move trying to meet him in that corridor, because as you can see, it was almost 50-50, and if you don't come out on top, and you're just on the back foot for the rest of the round.
And Tox is also adamant not to get anything changed in terms of when he uses which champion. Oh, solid rail over here. Plasma trail going to be used. Going around to the lower part of this. Oh! Rail shot DaHanG. That was spectacular from him.
Boy, oh boy, DaHanG is here to play.
This is he's playing at an absolute another level at the moment. That went through her legs. Tox, he's going to drop down. DaHanG not willing to challenge now.
I mean, look at this. It's 1 minute into the game, and Tox is already on the Sorlag, the last champion.
I think if he goes down in this round, I need to get a memo to him, maybe the Sorlag first, because he's honestly, he's done such amazing work with her. Here come the rocket jumps one more time. Really picking up the speed at the moment. Heavy armor's going to be here soon, and he's closing it up. Got to watch out. Oh, that plasma trail hurts so much. Don't know if DaHanG really knows how much damage he did from that, but it was a lot.
Yeah, it's difficult to tell on the plasma trail how much you do. But I mean, DaHanG doesn't care.
Oh, that was nice. Rail to follow up. DaHanG still has a great stack, though.
Tox is just being a little bit reckless with his movement, giving free angles for DaHanG to hit rails and do free damage. Tox just needs to be more careful. It's as simple as that.
Is he being chased?
He is, definitely.
Over at the rail, gets the acid out, tries to block off the choke point. He really wants this heavy armor. Spawns in a second, that rail was...
Like that, it's just... You don't need to give away those angles. If DaHanG hits it, you're dead.
One more rail, he's got the LG out, looking over to close this round down, and he's got it.
I'm just baffled by some of these decisions. First, you give multiple angles for DaHanG to hit you, then you push up to DaHanG when you're low. Tox needs to settle down before this game
that was
just
unbelievable, that shot.
Ends.
Yeah, and he's finally changed it.
There we go, Zoo.
He did it. He did it. We got Sorlag to begin with on Toxic.
This is the turnaround round.
Well, it's better late than never. If you're a Tox fan, maybe this will be at least one foot in the door for him back into the match. He's got to win this round and the next if he wants to continue having a chance here. Wow, again, giving up an angle. Got to be careful. The pressure once more. DaHanG, he wants to close off this frag now, but he cannot quite make it. Heavy is in a moment.
And that is the difference between Tox and DaHanG at this point in time. DaHanG recognizing when to push, but did not overcommit. As soon as Tox was gone, DaHanG limited any potential kind of counter damage and went back to rotating the map.
Tox going to look to at least survive the first couple of minutes at the moment. This is something he struggled on Ruins. He's got no more rockets now, but lands a bit of acid damage. He gets to switch away. Only LG. It's not a good time to lose out on ammunition. Oh, that rocket does hit a little bit. DaHanG's going to flee. This could be a good chance for... Oh, is Tox maybe going to set up a trap? He is! This is great damage! He's going to find a rocket as well, and he gets the first frag! That's what Tox needed, but... He is so weak at the moment. He's going to spot him on the side. Rockets forces out the ghost wall.
Health, though. He's gone over the health.
Look at the teleporter exit, maybe. Is that where he's going to appear?
DaHanG's way too low to try and make a risky move like that.
Yeah, I think that would be a bit of a... That would be very ballsy.
If it was Tox, then maybe.
Tox is starting to find his feet once again after that close fight earlier.
And if there is one Quake player to do it, it is multiple world champion Tox.
It's been some time since his last dual title. Time to freshen things up a bit for him if he can make what would be an extraordinary comeback in this series. He seems to have calmed down quite a lot, keeping the pace fairly slow, but manipulating his way back onto the items. Fine. Oh, we missed out on the rocket though, and that's going to have to cause him to settle down a little bit. He really needs to find a way to get back to that full natural armor stack. Not going to be able to get onto the heavy anymore, as he just scouts it out.
Yeah, way too late for that, so an interesting decision to drop down and give up high ground positional advantage. Now Tox is completely out of position to even challenge for this mega health, and DaHanG will be dropping down here.
Whoa. There's a couple of decent rockets actually, but it is going to be DaHanG who's able to get onto heavy. Going to use the acid spit just to block a choke point. Oh, the angle going to be found. He's not vulnerable to another rail, but Tox is landing insane shots, keeping himself alive in this. Just firing off a bit of spam. Doesn't know totally where DaHanG is right now, but he checks out his raw resources on the outskirts of the map.
Ghostwalk is up. Just under 2 minutes remaining, and Tox does have that advantage still.
I wonder if he's going to go in for the full control again. If he can get heavy, this is a really a big deal. He can't get it, but the immediate punishment from Tox.
And it was after it was picked up as well, so the absolute perfect timing to hit that rail.
I think he's heard him on the side. Looking to hone down on that rail. Oh, he finds the shot. What kind of things is he landing at the moment? Chip damage with the rail, goes for the spam. Won't get it, but DaHanG, you can see below his character portrait.
Nice.
Oh, he's going down. Tox well and truly in this at the moment, and now it is just the clutch that separates him from the tie-breaking round.
I mean, this is great play by Tox, just holding off the clutch now.
They're shield down. Got to be careful of that nail gun. It can be very effective against Sorlag. He finds one rail, but again has to give some respect. DaHanG has got over a 100-100 stack at the moment.
He does, but he also only has 40 seconds to make something happen.
Oh, the rocket's coming in over here. 49 health left, and DaHanG, he does find the rocket frag. 35 seconds to go.
Pick Slash and not Nyx.
I think that might be an all-right decision, considering the shields, seeing the ghost walk.
But there is, yeah, there's no shield up though.
Certainly debatable, that one. 20 seconds is what Tox needs to survive in this. DaHanG, he's got no time to pick up any items, so there's not going to be much more stack than this that he can work with. He's just got to try and find Toxic.
I'm sure he knows where he is. It's the most common hiding place in this map. Tox has escaped.
He's just figured out now, but I think his movement set him down back just a small step. So Tox, he pushes through, and he's got another chance now to take a map.
I mean, it's been a long time coming for Tox to settle down and play a much more slower and calculated game, but you can see what happens when he does. He started with Slash though. Going back to Slash after such a successful round.
Oh, DaHanG finds him, not able to land the damage there. You know, maybe we're gonna see, I don't wanna put too many thoughts into heads, but maybe we'll see the psychological advantage possibly go Toxic's way. He's had a lot more finals experience. DaHanG is on the absolute brink of what would be extraordinary a result of this tournament. He can't get in his own head at the moment, because it would be a monumental achievement for him.
But this is good. Tox is playing much more careful and calculated, skirting around the outskirts, not committing for the item, not pressuring.
Whoa. Oh my god!
What a
that combo from DaHanG was surreal. Very clean. And that Slash has gone immediately. And this time Tox has gone with the Sorlag, trying to hold back from that Slash, but he's taking a lot of damage.
Wow.
DaHanG is popping off right now. He is a frag away from taking down the tournament. And when I say tournament, I literally mean the whole thing, because he's already taken Sacrifice, Duel.
He's on the
Doing that would be insane.
Tox needs to really settle down. There's plenty of time left. There's no need to be rash right now. You're on your last champion and the last round.
There's the rocket. Look at the combo.
My word.
That could have been it just there. The Ghost Walk is right behind. He's found him. Tox is in such trouble.
And he's dead.
That's it. DaHanG, he is your double champion here at DreamHack Winter 2017 in the Quake Champions Invitational. Can you believe it?
I mean, DaHanG played that to absolute perfection. I've seen DaHanG play many times in super tense situations, but never have I seen him play it to perfection. His strategy was on point. He has revolutionized the use of clutch, and now his mechanical skills up to par.